Hi guys, Gav Tarantulas here. Um, what I was going to do is I've already done like an intro to this video, and I was going to do like tarantula feeding slings. As you know, my previous one I've got like 11 I think in pre-molt, and a lot of them are in my sling enclosures in, you can see down there, they're in there. So I've got others down below and various other different sizes, but I thought I'd go through them and see what we've got, what's actually malted or anything like that, and work our way through. But I got stopped halfway through, so it seems that every time I go to plan to do a video for something else, I end up having to change it and do something else, because obviously something happens with your tarantulas. You may get one that dies or something along those lines. But today, I found that I've got to change my Haiti purple, so I'll put the scientific name up there, and I've done that. So I've changed over and rehoused just so had a bit of mould in there, and I just didn't like the enclosure, it was quite small. But what I was getting onto is, I don't know if a lot of you are aware of water balls, little spheres. They're tiny and they're supposed to hold water, and they're supposed to be good for invertebrates, and they should be able to get some moisture from them. I was a little bit dubious about using them a while ago, because I wasn't unsure how the actual tarantula would get water from them, because you never see them bite into them or anything like that. And I was told that they would go next to them, go over them, and they could absorb moisture. I didn't really believe that, so I got rid of them. And if you're unsure which ones, I'll try and put like a picture here of ones that I found that I did have. But literally going through, I found one of my teas, the Nando chromatis, the white striped bird eater, had the fangs completely embedded into one of the small balls, and just something looked strange. So I thought I'd just try and check, and I ended up having to remove the ball from the tarantula's fangs because they were completely stuck in there. And when I started to, I didn't want to stress that too much, so I just tried to touch her. And if you know that when you have tarantulas, if they fed and they're actually eating a cricket and they've put their fangs in, if you go and touch them a little bit, they will drop the the cricket, the food, and they'll run away and try and hide. So that's what they normally do, unless they've in fact pretty much all of them, even the bigger ones, do that. They will drop the food they're eating and they'll just run off until you've left them alone, and they'll come back to it. Apart from my OBT, but that's a different story. So what I did is I started messing with the water ball just to see if it wasn't truly stuck on the fangs, and they were completely embedded in. And on her colicerae, you could see her doing this as though trying to get her fangs out. So I sort of assisted and pulled one of them out, and she got the fang out and then just left it like raised, so she didn't want to put it back in. I did film this, so I'll put this on in a second. And I managed to have a little fettle around, and I managed to get the ball off completely, and she just seemed to move her fangs and colicerae up and down like she was happy to be free. So she did definitely look like she was stuck, so I don't recommend using them at all for tarantulas, because there's no way I could have left her like that in and then put her back. I thought, oh, she'll come out of her own accord. They were completely right up to the colicerae, and when I had to pull them off with the tweezers and a paintbrush, they were quite embedded, because obviously the tarantula's fangs, they curve back inwards. So they were definitely stuck, so I had to put a little bit of force to get them off. She's all settled now, back in her enclosure, and I'm not feeding her today. So I'm going to give her a couple of days just to relax, and I'll show you how she's doing afterwards. But I really do recommend not using them. I don't know whether other people have used them and they think they're good, but I did use them for about 20 slings in the first place over a course of a week or so, and I didn't see one of them use them in the way that was recommended or hovering over it for moisture. They avoided it altogether. One of my, I can't remember which one it was, possibly the OBT, literally broke the water ball up completely into little bits all over the enclosure, and it just sort of started to go very weird, and it started to break down, and it started attaching to the side of the enclosure. So I had to remove that altogether, and that's what spurred me to get all of them out. But I thought I did remove them all until obviously my Nando chromatis found it in its enclosure, because they do bury stuff, and got its fangs embedded. So what I'll do is I'm going to shut up talking now. I'm going to put on the sling feeding what I did manage to catch, but as I stopped again, and I'll put on the little bit of me trying to get the ball off the fangs. I do hope you enjoy that. I have sorted it out, and if you do like, please click, please subscribe, press the bell icon, and I'll do a future update and show you how they're all getting on. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So the little enclosure it's got at the minute, done tube webbing down the bottom, but as you can see there's mould starting to grow and form around there. So I need to get this removed as quickly as possible. Got a catch cap, because this one is extremely fast when it wants to be. Right, she is there, don't know if you can see her. There you go. But she's extremely fast, so I'm going to see if I can get her out.
Everyone is in position. Everyone's ready. Let's just hope it all goes well today.
Come on. There you go. I think I had her at about half that size.
Here we go. Will they get along?
Come on.
Will it end in tragedy?
Nice and easy. Now I find these little sweet jars really good, easy to maintain. And obviously, as you can see, I've drilled holes all the way around and the lid. And where has she gone? Ah, there you go. Right there. Going to stop burrowing straight away. Believe it or not, there is a Brachypelma Callan bringing in here. Let's see if we can entice him out.
That's fairly conclusive. Emily was an orphan. She made it with a wild elephant, and her baby now is fully wild. It works. Returning endangered animals to the wild is the ultimate dream. But for now, the realities often arrive with safety with breeding in captivity.
There you go, snatched straight off me. So she really has dug a tunnel down in there. So sorry you couldn't really see that one. Right, okay, Hypactera pulchripes. Hopefully you can get a view of this one today. I do believe, obviously, when you feed in slings, a lot of people put them in little tiny sling pots and stuff like that. I give them a lot of stuff so they can literally hide, because then I find they're a lot better, they're not stressed. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. So I'm sorry if you can't get to see some of these at the minute. Until they get to a bigger size where I can move them on and then they stay out in the open, I'd rather them be less stressed. See on there. Right, this is a golden blue-legged baboon, as you know. She's right there, but I'm going to see if I can entice her out. Here she comes. There you go. Oh, she's beautiful. Let her go back in. There we go, so we've got a shot of her. She's also done a molt down there, that's well over a week ago. Let's give her a little bit of water. Just down in the corner. Okay, so that's the first time in a while I've actually managed to get a good shot of her for you. So you can see her spinnerets there, she's just doing a bit of webbing. A Ephebibus presentis, a red skeleton. Absolutely love this tea. Let's see if I can entice him or her out. Because as a sling, beautiful colours, has like a almost green band across the abdomen. But now she's done this, she's in her tunnel webbing, but she will come out in here. But let's have a look. Right, she's already come out, if you can see. She knows I'm going to feed her. Look. There you go. Oh, what a shot. Brilliant, finally. And she goes back into her hole. So hopefully we could see that good on the camera. Amelia, I think she's still in pre-molt. Straight there on top. Yeah, she's definitely in pre-molt, so I won't even bother feeding her. Just give her some water. So she's due to molt, probably say the next week. So we'll catch up on her afterwards. Lando Trihippie. I think this one was going into pre-molt as well. Yeah, definitely. as you can see there. So we will just water. And we will leave her be. Okay, this one's the sea marshallii, horned baboon. We did get a shot of her last time, but I've no idea where she is, so we'll just see if she's hungry. I think she's down this side. Yeah, here she comes.
She tries to push her baby to the surface, but against this. In 1874, a whaling captain who witnessed these whale killers in action described them as.
Oh, she's coming. She's going to come out here.
And so the name killer whale was born.
She's just under there. Oh, no, she's going to get it. Oh, missed that one. Sorry, guys, try to entice her out.
But in 1964, one of these terrifying sea monsters.
See how one of my favourites is doing, Deadpool. Brachypelma vagans. I take it he's hungry. If you can see him, so he always runs out if he's hungry. There you go, you can see, so oh, straight away. Lovely colours, looking really, really black at the minute.
Closer and closer to life in the water. At London Zoo, there's some really shocking news. It's going to be hard for them all to recover from such a loss.
We have to keep going, our job doesn't change, we have to do what we do best, which is look after them,
Right, so
make sure they're happy.
that's quite interesting.
Regardless of whether we as humans are sad or happy,
Going to feed this one, and those water balls that I did try ages ago because they were recommended to me, as in the tarantulas can get moisture from them. I actually stopped using them because I didn't think they were good enough, so obviously I must have forgot to take a small one out of this spider's enclosure, and as you can see, she has her fangs straight into that one. So as she doesn't need them in there, I am going to try and remove that because I'm not sure if her fangs are stuck in there.
Day and night, and it's night time when the baby's expected to arrive.
So, Majuku Watch has started. Actually, this is night 3, but no obvious signs of labour, so we'll just keep watching.
This could be a long wait. Never conventional. 3 days after
Her fangs are actually stuck inside that. She can't remove it because she pulled one out on the left hand, her left hand fang, and the right one's still in there. So I'm not, yeah, she's definitely got one fang out, but I'm not happy leaving her with the other one in because obviously she's not going to be able to feed. And you know, if I was annoying this spider once they're eating, and they got both fangs in, they can quite easily remove the fangs, leave the prey and run away. So I do think this is stuck. So one fang's out, just got to get the other one.
born at this zoo, 23
Come on.
years.
Trying to help you.
It's a beautiful baby boy.
Come on. See if I can get the tweezers on it. It's in a good position.
Pearl would be proud.
Yeah, the fang's definitely stuck. So these water balls I do not recommend.
Natural mother.
Come on. Back up, give me a good shot. Come on.
You can work with us for years and avoid any of what we've had here. We've had deaths, we've had illness, we've had now finally fortunately.
Come on, it's nearly free. Yes! There we go. Get rid of that rubbish.
So yeah, it feels like a
This way.
huge year.
Kept apart from the children for now to protect her and baby. These
There we go. So
one of the other females, Effie,
let's inspect that.
baby will be
Right, so that's all it was. If we can see that there. Was the little red water balls. Now I don't use any more in any of my enclosures, but obviously I must have misplaced this one in there and her fangs were stuck, so I'm so glad that I actually went to check on her and find out. So I do not recommend using these at all. They were literally fully stuck right all the way through to the bottom of her fangs. So as you can see, I've got her back in there now. She's not damaged. She's absolutely fine. So I will leave her be. I will not feed her, just to let her relax, because that must have been quite stressful for her. So if anyone else is watching on that one, sorry to people who obviously make these, but I don't recommend them at all. Definitely a no-no. Okay, so these two here, I'm not due a feed. As you can see, that's my P Metallica. Beautiful, beautiful colours. Starting to look greyish almost. Did have yellow bands, so it's now starting to look grey. So I do think that one's going into pre-molt. And then we've got over here my Vicularia pulchripa, getting to a good size. These two here definitely need a good rehouse. I need to move them out of something bigger than these two, so I'll be doing that over the coming week. Not sure how. I like to get something different for enclosures, just instead of doing the usual cricket keepers and the exoterras and stuff. Obviously on the exoterras you remove the mesh lid because the tarantulas catch their feet on them. So I put in, as you can see, that's my Grammostola pulchripes, who's actually still in molt, in pre-molt. In there you can't see, but if you see what I mean with perspex, just for the safety of the tea. So that's all my teas I'm feeding today, all my slings and stuff like that as well. So as you can see, I'm glad I did that today. I was very concerned with my Nando chromatus, the white striped bird eater, especially having the fangs stuck in this. So I'm glad I got them off and leave her be, and I'll show a feeding of her in a few days. I'll leave her a few days to relax and de-stress, because obviously that must have been, I'm so glad I caught her, otherwise she would have perished. So I do not recommend those water balls. I absolutely thought that I took all of them out. I thought I got rid of all of them. So I've done a quick check of all mine now, and they are definitely all out, and I will never ever use those again. So I'll do another update when I've changed over my P Metallica and the Vicularia pulchripa into something bigger enclosure for them, giving them a bit more room, and I'll do another update in a week or so. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Give a thumbs up. If you like, obviously subscribe, click the bell icon to see future videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
Yeah. And no one like me. Yeah.